So I'm chopping up the peppers, and I did the celery very fine. Now the rest of the stuff, like the onions and the peppers here, are kind of coarsely chopped because I kind of like them, you know, like a little bit chunky. And then I've got garlic and the meat, the ground beef and the let's see, ground beef
And sausage.
and sausage.
And you put it in this kind of a pan, not a frying pan, and then start
Yeah.
to, and you have lean beef and the sausage, start to cook it, and let the juices of the sausage
And here are the
melt.
mushrooms.
So you don't actually,
Here's the mushroom.
yeah, but just a second. We're gonna wash those and then cut them. But if you use the super lean beef, then you don't really need to drain it because the sausage just adds, and then when it cools, you can take that fat out of the top. It's not that much fat. It's less than having a pepperoni pizza. So he puts all these big chunks in, and then he just kind of lets everything cook, and it's almost like a stir fry in a pot with like spaghetti sauce. And these, we'll break these chunks down later into smaller pieces. Plus,
Here's how I'm doing the mushrooms. I just cut off,
cuts the ends off
The
and then
ends
washes
here.
them.
and then yep. So
Then you got to get
That's
under
how
that
that
cap
happens.
to get the dirt, and then just chop them into whatever size pieces you want.
yeah, and the mushrooms that probably take the most amount of prep here.
It's way tastier to buy these. If you buy the canned ones, they're kind of rubbery, but they all work if you don't want to do the fresh
Well,
ones.
yeah, don't ever use canned mushrooms
Well,
for anything.
They're rubbery and
They're
weird.
really gross tasting.
I
it'll
don't
ruin
chop
your
nearly
dish.
that much off the ends, but he just goes whack. So it depends on how resourceful you want to be.
I whack it.
You whack it, and then really get that top clean. Where's your tomatoes?
I'm going to put the tomatoes in last. So this is how I'm doing the mushrooms. And what I did is I have a bowl here, clean bowl to put the chopped ones in. And then, because you really got to be careful with the mushrooms. They're so delicate, they can cook too far down.
Okay, so now if I don't break this thing down before he puts the mushrooms in, then it's going to kind of mash up the mushrooms when I do that. So this meat will probably have, or this sauce will probably have bigger chunks in it. Because once you get those mushrooms in there, you know, and then that depends too. If you put the mushrooms in now, they will cook down, but when you put the tomatoes in, you're going to be stirring it. It's just that they're a lot easier to do. Super yummy. Okay, I add my seasonings at this point. When are you putting your seasonings in?
Can put them in now.
Okay, so
I usually wait, but
okay, he
it
waits.
doesn't matter. I don't think, personally. Doesn't matter at all. Okay, so now I'm going to, here we got fresh, so can we get all of the spices we're gonna use? Yeah, we've got fresh thyme and
So we have dried and fresh. I think that we're going to use the fresh parsley from the deck.
And so here we got basil, fresh basil. That makes it, and then fresh thyme. And they didn't have fresh oregano.
We have oregano on the deck.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, we should use it.
we should.
So, see, so I would take this,
That's a lot.
yeah, just this much.
Whoa. Okay, that's a lot.
It is.
Did you want to rinse that?
Oh, how do you do it? Do you-
I rinse. This will be really savory if you use that. That's like, I would only use like 4 sprigs.
do you go like this?
After you rinse it, if you want to rinse it, it's up to you.
Well,
I rinse it because then you get all the, like, not that it matters, but it's, you know, it's coming from an irradiated source, I suppose. And then I just take and run my finger down in, and just put it right in the pan that way.
oh,
And get all the leaves.
Really?
Yep,
okay. Just like this.
other way. Yeah, if you go opposite,
The other way.
go against the grain. And then, yeah, and then just put them in. You know, if you do it on your cutting board, then if you have any stems, then I guess you don't have to fish stems out, but yeah, so just go against the grain.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I usually wash it and then I just towel dry it so it's not as sticky on my fingers.
Okay.
Yeah, then you don't get those weird stick stems in your sauce because they don't cook down at all.
I'll get them out. No, I've never done this.
Sometimes you throw the whole sprig in and then fish it out, but then, you know, so then you're getting the taste and not the herbs. I also have chopped it up like super fine, almost pureed, and then it's almost like an oil added, you know, and if you're gonna have rosemary whole, then a few finely chopped thyme stems don't matter, plus oregano dried is really like dried sticks. I don't know, thyme just seems like it's so spicy.
And then also a bay leaf.
You want bay leaves?
Yeah.
Oh, let's burn some bay leaves.
Just throw them in.
I love to burn bay leaves too.
Throw them in.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you can't do it.
Well, I can do that with my... I'm not.
So
3 is
this-
probably plenty because this has
this
got a
much.
lot of herb. That's a lot of thyme, Brian. But it'll
It
be,
is?
yeah, it'll be super spicy. So that, like, neither of us really measure. So if you did dried, I like to put them in the mortar and pestle and grind them around to reactivate and get it more into a powder, and then they're more savory because they've been sitting in that plastic jar dried up, but fresh.
So you would wash them and then put them in the pestle?
No, if I had them dry.
Oh, dried. Okay.
Yeah, so
right. Okay.
I put all mine in the mortar and pestle, and then give it a few grinds, you know, and work it around, and then they're far more tasty than if you
I'm
just
putting all the basil.
shake it up.
Is that too much?
It's your sauce. Do it how you want. Okay, and you have not added the mushrooms yet. They're still sitting there, so we can chop up this meat a little bit more. And this is going to cook down, and it's going to be like obviously wilted and cooked and really savory and yummy. It won't savorite green. what is that?
It's oregano.
Are you putting more oregano in? Oh wait, oh, you don't want to go out to the deck and get the fresh?
Oh.
That's okay.
Wow.
Oh, that's salt. You could have just put that in. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Could've.
Doesn't matter at all.
Could have. And here's the rosemary.
Right. So that you probably have to take the top off.
But this is all I'm going to use. Because I'm not a rosemary man. Really. Ooh. Wow. Wow. Okay. Now the pepper. A lot of turns. There. Another thing that I didn't put on the list is sugar. Sugar is added always.
That was about 70 turns. Tomatoes are acidic.
It wasn't 70 turns. It wasn't.
Okay, I counted. Sugar is, tomatoes are acidic, so the sugar will help balance that. Well, if Maya's watching, Maya can recount the turns.
Okay. All right, so where's the oregano?
It's out on the deck.
I don't know which one. Come out. Is it this one?
No, that's sage.
This.
No, it's in here, Brianna.
This is oregano?
No, smell it.
done.
Smell it. Taste it. Chew it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's time. Maybe there is no oregano. Isn't it this one? Taste it.
I think that is.
Okay. Yep, this is the oregano. And this is our parsley, so just chop it down. We didn't grow herbs this year. We're growing chickweed.
Parsley is put in too.
Alright, so he just ripped half the parsley out of the pot. How interesting. Everybody cooks. Rip that parsley. Elizabeth, you're gonna go, oh my god.
I'm just gonna.
Right, rough
Cut
chop
it
it.
all off.
So this is called rough chopping. Just super light, just rinse off. Hey, it's not rocket science. And see, look at how nice this is cooking down. You know, sometimes he puts it in the slow cooker overnight. And if you have a reliable one that doesn't like burn, crock pot or slow cooker is really cool. I love that for sauce. Yummy. Did you want to put your tomatoes in and break them up too before the mushrooms or not?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Alright. Sauce of substance. And you know, honestly, this particular time he's putting way more seasonings in than we usually do, but it'll be good. Okay, the sauces are all in the cupboard. There's 2 in the cupboard because I did not know we were making it today, and 2 behind you.
The paste, and then I had one more piece.
It's in there.
Where is it? I found it.
So let's see, this is a Helix, the big can, so it's 28 ounces. And he uses 2 of those and some liquid. And then Helix paste, so you could, what I like to do is take the liquid and just save all of it, because sometimes this, yeah, and you don't just roughly drain it, it's, you know, I usually put all of it in because I like sauce, not, I like
Really?
it. Yeah, it just depends on if you want more sauce or if you just want more of a thicker, just meat sauce.
Okay. Right.
So if you were to
Why
put,
don't we do this? Why don't we put the juice of one whole thing in?
yeah, so you
That
just,
looks like good tomato sauce there.
it is.
Tomato juice.
And sometimes you can buy these tomatoes with seasonings. Find out what you like. If you want to buy tomatoes that are
So
already
the whole
cut up,
thing. No.
right, if you want to buy tomatoes that are cut up, then buy the cut up pieces and put in. And if you don't want tomatoes, because sometimes kids don't like tomato pieces, then don't put the tomatoes in, or puree them. Because I like the taste of fresh tomatoes. I would run this whole thing through my blender when my oldest kiddo, who didn't like chunks of tomatoes. That way I'd still get the flavor. Yeah. Okay, this is the paste. And, alright. If you're super frugal like me, you'd probably use a spatula to clean that out. That's it for him. And you just move it all together, break this up according to your comfort level. The tomatoes have skins. Some of them don't. I don't know if this particular jar is...
No, none of them is good.
Yeah, this particular tomato did. So sometimes you'll get a tomato in there.
That's a mistake.
Right. Sometimes you'll get a tomato in there that has a skin on it. So do you want to take that off, Brian? Or not? I don't care. It's this tomato here. Because, you know, companies make mistakes.
I care. I care very much.
Yeah, and if you guys are growing tomatoes, just, you know, pop your tomato into hot boiling water, take it out, let it cool, take the skins off, and you got the same thing as we got here. That's how I did it growing up. I never bought canned tomatoes. Okay, so I'm just rough. You know, these are harder to break up right now.
So if you want to add, it looks like we do need more liquid, so we'll just add all the liquid.
And if you still want it juicier, you can add water. You can add Hunt's tomato sauce if you want it, you know, more savory, if you've got jarred sauce to use up, or more tomatoes, or just, I don't know, whatever. That, he put tomato paste in, and that is really concentrated, so. Did you put your sugar in?
No.
Okay, so he's got everything except for the sugar. If you want a warmer flavor, put brown sugar in. If you want just take the bite off the tomato and have it be very pure, put white sugar in.
Don't ever put brown sugar in.
If you want to put olive oil in, that gives kind of a warm flavor. If you're into olives, put olives in. Sometimes I will actually use olive oil with my meat, just to give it, I like olive oil, so it gives it a nice flavor. And then Brand always goes, what did you put in the sauce? It's so good. It's olive
Is that
oil.
what you put in last time?
Yeah, brown sugar and olive oil.
Brown sugar?
Yep, it gives it a warmer flavor, just a tablespoon. If the sauce seems like it's really like, wow, tastes like a fresh tomato, and you want it warmer, it just takes the bite of the acidity of the tomato down. Kitchen science, Google it, you know, it's all about acidity and flavor blending, but the basil is sweet, and so because basil is sweet and he put a lot in and mushrooms are sweet, you may not need much sugar at all. So anyway, now this will cook. I'm gonna, there's a spoon now, he's gonna put sugar in.
This is it.
That's it, just
That's it.
heaping
That's it.
teaspoon, tablespoon, you know. Taste it, see what you like, see what your kids like, see what Brandon likes, see what you like. Everything's gonna mellow and change as it cooks tomorrow. It'll taste totally different than it tastes today. And voila, that's it. Here you go, take that. Sauce. Come here. Stand by your sauce.